back to Women's View. Remember that today we are talking about Well Baby. If you have any query concerning about it, be able to reach us out through our SMS line is 21144, and all the comment to all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. I wanted to ask you about the grandma's remedy and the home remedy. I have a kid who is sick and I don't want to take him to hospital. So is it okay if I use the home remedy or grandma's remedy?
Yeah, I think it totally depends. Sometimes there's some remedies that are conventional that the grandma probably had. Like for example, when I was growing up, my grandma had something called kaluma. I've never heard about it. Okay? Yes. So when I had a cold and patia na nusa, okay. There's a time I also used mbake, okay. I mean, yeah, it makes you sleep. It removes everything. Okay? Yeah. So, but for younger, very small babies, I would recommend not using any. Why? Because babies at that age are still growing. Okay, they haven't been exposed to anything. Their liver, their kidneys are still growing. Okay, you don't want to give them anything that has not been tested. And you see, conventional medicine, things that we get from the pharmacy, have been tested to all populations. That's why they tell you you cannot give this for a baby who's less than 1 year. You cannot give this for a baby. Okay, so it's important to consult before you give anything to a baby, because some of those, even in adults, they have caused liver problems because they haven't been tested. They can be toxic to the liver. Okay. Yes. Yes.
But Daktari, I would like to know, is there, what should I know about my baby's sleep? Because there are sometimes he does not sleep at night. Maybe she sleeps during the day, at night he's just awake. Is that normal, or is the baby has some problems, some issues?
Okay. No, the baby has no problem. I think as the baby is born, no, all of us actually, our default is to sleep. What makes us awake is the senses that of light, the things that feeds our senses. So light, noise. If at all we removed light, we removed noise, everybody will just be sleeping. That is the default. That is the default. So noise, to wake up, where you stay, probably unasikia kangore umeshaamka. Hiyo kelele asubuhi. Okay, light. When the sun goes up, that light stimulates our eyes. Yeah, when it goes dark, that's where we end up going to sleep. So the baby, default is to sleep in the tummy. Okay, so because the tummy is dark, that's why the baby will want a dark place to sleep. Okay, but also it totally depends on how you are also when the baby was still in the tummy. So if the baby was still in the tummy and you are awake in a disco, yes, the baby was hearing all the noise. So the baby was hearing the noise, and then so the baby comes, and now you decide you want to be sleeping at night. But when the baby was in your tummy at night, you are partying.
So it's a kind of life I'm living when I'm pregnant. It determines how my baby.
The sleeping routine.
Yes, because the baby was hearing all the boom tuaf you're listening to when you're trying to keep yourself busy. Okay.
Dunda.
Okay. Say if you used to sleep at midnight, almost when you're at 8 months pregnant, and then now you want the baby to sleep at 8 p.m. How will the baby sleep at 8 p.m.?
It cannot happen.
That's the cycle the baby has been having. Okay. However, the baby when they're born, they'll sleep probably about 22 hours. They'll go again 20 hours a day, like that. So slowly by slowly, the baby becomes much more accustomed to what the environment where they are. So if people sleep early, the baby start sleeping early. If people don't sleep early, like that. So sometimes you find a baby is awake at 3. They're looking up.
Time we used to wake up and eat food. Nataka chicken nini?
Yeah, so remember, you used to wake up, you're craving something, you wake up at 2 a.m., you go to the fridge, or you say, can you go and get me? This.
Now I get the behavior of kids where can come from.
So guess who was waking you up at 3 a.m.? It's the baby. The baby is craving those things. So that's what happens. But sleep is important. Why? Sleep is important for the baby. So the environment where the baby is, they have to be able to sleep well. Because when the baby is sleeping, a certain hormone called the growth hormone is released.
Sure.
And growth hormone is what helps the baby to grow. And it's usually released at night. Okay? So between midnight and around 4 or 6 a.m., that's when the growth hormone is released. So you have to ensure your baby is accustomed to sleeping during that time so that they're able to grow. That's why we usually say you have to make the baby sleep so that they can grow. Yes, because of the growth.
Also, you said about crying,
Yeah.
about high pitch and
Yeah,
low.
I low pitch, yeah.
So for a normal, by the way, is it okay for a baby to cry?
Yes,
Yeah.
crying is normal. Crying is how a baby communicates.
So wakati analia, what's the difference? Ama why analia to a high pitch?
Okay. So what usually happens is a baby's way of communication is by crying, and a baby's human babies compared to other animals. Human babies are much more developed, so probably we are closer to the primates. So maybe like the chimpanzees and the apes. The apes are the ones who don't have tails. Okay. So probably are close to them. Our DNA is almost 90% more or less the same. So the baby's way of communication is by crying. So if a baby starts crying and nobody has responded to it, they increase the pitch.
Wajeuri.
They're shouting.
Wajeuri.
They're shouting.
Because what they've noticed, nobody has come, so they increase. So they keep on increasing until somebody has heard it. Okay, see, intelligence. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, so they scream like that, so that they keep on, so that somebody can hear and come. Okay, because they're distressed. Now, when a baby is crying, the amount of stress that the baby has, even if you had that stress, I don't think you'll go to work. So we need to reduce that stress that the baby has when they're crying. The pound of stress for their body size that the baby has when they're crying, it can burst a vein in your head.
Sure.
Yes. So we need to. A baby is crying. It's normal, but you should not be accustomed to it. Okay. Now, as a mother, you will know this is not the normal cry of a baby. There's a cry that is high pitched, like what I was telling you, and there's normal cry. Okay, you have babies cry when you're at a hospital or when you're at a place where there are small babies. Okay. Now, high pitched cry, usually we caution the mothers because it could be an indication of a condition where there's something called bilirubin. Bilirubin is when the body breaks down the red blood cells to a certain compound called bilirubin, which can cross to the brain. When it crosses to the brain, it affects the brain, and baby can have that high-pitched cry. Okay, so if the cry is different, then we ask the mothers to be able to bring the baby so that we see what are the things you will see. Or the mother can see that the baby has. So probably their color changes. The baby is yellow, maybe the eyes are yellow. Those are the signs that a mother has to look out for. Yeah. So that's a condition that can happen, and one needs to report immediately, especially within the first week of life. Within the first week of life. After that, I think everything is really right. Within the first week of life. Yes.
Also about temperature.
Temperature, yes.
Nafaa kusense data ikiwa imefika wapi?
Temperature. Normally our temperatures are around 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, 37 degrees Celsius is normal temperature. If it goes above 38, that's low grade. If it's above 39, that's where we're looking at a high grade fever. So low grade fever around 38, they're about 37.5 to 38, 38.5. Usually those are viral infections, viral infections. Okay. But anything above like 39 going up, usually we're looking at bacterial infections. Okay. Now, what is the difference? Now, viral infections, we usually say they are the body can fight them. A majority of them. Okay, the body can fight them. So homa, kama vile zingine unaweza kuwa na homa. Lazima ni homa tu unakunywa maji moto. Inaisha. Yeah. So for babies ukimnyonyesha, hiyo homa inaisha. Hata sneeze you clean the nose and ensure that yeah, si ndio? But bacterial infections, on the other hand, those ones can rapidly become worse. Okay, bacterial infections rapidly become worse. So those ones one need to be wary of, because they could be infections of the chest, like pneumonia, which can become a meningitis, can go to the head. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so those ones are very critical, especially in the first 30 days, as I mentioned. Okay, very critical, and that is why we recommend immunization, full immunization of babies, full immunization, especially in that 6 month to 9 month period. Full immunization. So measles, hizo zote, rubella, to diphtheria, whooping cough, hizo zote, full immunization, because those conditions are common. But we have immunization to protect the baby for life. Yeah. So why not protect the baby for life? Okay, why not protect the baby for life? Of course, there are people who have certain religious beliefs. I don't know, probably met them. So there's usually a big conversation and belief that the baby probably doesn't need the immunization. They do need. So we need to talk to communities that believe that immunization is very important, so that they see the need for it, because in as much as they may shelter and shield their babies, the babies are going to be interacting with other people later, and there's something that could have been prevented earlier on can cause them fatal outcome. Yeah.
Another thing,
Yes.
when the first months when you are breastfeeding,
Yes.
the baby grows very fast.
Yeah.
Then it happens when you start weaning, the weight drops. Is it normal?
Yeah, it's as normal. We expect, yeah.
And
we
why?
We expect. It's a way the baby, the body responds. Okay, when the baby is being breastfed, it's gradual. So when we start to introduce other foods, breast milk has been constant, and the composition of the breast milk is constant. Then when we introduce other foods, you don't know how much they are not getting from here and they're not getting from here. And then also the body now is having a high metabolic rate. So the body is burning more, So they usually lose a bit of weight and then they start gaining again when they get used to the food. Okay, yes. Yeah, that's what happens. Yes,
Kwa hivyo
that's
msishangae mkienda kliniki, mwanangu amepunguza kilo.
yeah.
Okay, I wanted to know, like, what are the most common diseases from infant to probably 2 years for a kid?
Yeah.
Most common diseases.
Most common diseases. So most common diseases are usually infections, and these infections are like malaria. Malaria is common and it kills many babies. So it's important to know the condition, the symptoms of malaria. So things like fever, and also sometimes baby is not responding. So malaria, and also there's a history of travel. So malaria, very important.
Sure.
We are still struggling malaria all over the world. We need more and more caregivers to know about malaria. Second is infections of the chest. So pneumonia, infections of the gut, so leading to diarrhea. So those are very common. Why? Especially diarrhea happens when you introduce new foods.
Sure.
That's why the baby sometimes may lose weight. So when you stop giving, or not stop completely, but at least when you start introducing other foods, the baby may have diarrhea. So they lose water. And our bodies are made up of 70% water. Yeah, our body 70% is water. Okay, so when a baby diarrheas, then they lose weight very fast. In fact, diarrhea can kill a baby very fast. Okay, so diarrhea is the other condition. Now, the other conditions are mainly whether it's developmental. Okay, so we need to watch out psychologically how the babies are developing. So babies may have delayed milestones. If delivery was difficult, some babies can develop cerebral palsy, where they are not, the milestones for walking are delayed. Okay, and nowadays we're also having babies having autism. Okay, they have delayed in speech.
Sure.
Yeah, unasema ajaongea na bado ako say 4 years.
Na kuna watu wanaweza kuwa na both autism and cerebral palsy.
It's also possible. Also possible, yes. Yeah. So autism, but all this can be treated. All this can be noted early, and people can be able to have mitigation measures for them. Okay. But infections are the commonest. Okay, especially malaria, diarrhea, and pneumonia are the commonest. Okay. Yes.
And you earlier you said about from 0 to 30 days.
Yeah, 0 to 30
You
days.
experience a lot of death. Hiyo malaria na pneumonia ndio
Some
in our field.
infections, yes. Yeah. Infections are the major cause of death in during that period. Yeah.
Okay, viewers, because of time, muda umetupa kisogo. We are going to conclude from here. Maybe you're going to have a parting shot as we conclude.
Okay.
We start from where?
We start from Doc.
Yeah, Daktari.
Okay. No, for me it's to say that the community or where the baby is, where the baby is born, is the first place where one can be able to know whether the baby is well or not. So it's important that the caregivers know how the baby is by looking at them, but also making the right decision by taking them to the nearest clinic if they note something is wrong. Shouldn't try to read a lot from the internet and try to treat the baby, because we are in a digital transformation era. Everybody can read everything in the internet, but it's better to have that close connection to the hospital where the baby will be seen. But also, breastfeeding is superior to any food for the baby the first 6 months. So let's breastfeed all the babies and ensure that employers also enable new mothers and also those who are expecting babies to have a very good working environment and for the baby to be able to be breastfed exclusively.
Yeah.
Beautiful people. Mesikia hiyo topic. Mesikia hata hatutaomba kwa wazazi wakufe, but mesikia kuna maziwa Pumwani. We have maziwa, na ukiwa na mingi pia unapeleka. Na ili tutauliza kama ukipeleka kuna pesa.
Wow, viewers, it was an interesting topic. Hata huyo muda venye umetupia kisogo, I cannot imagine. For the first 30 days, tumeambiwa it is very important to observe your kid very keenly. Changes, especially marginal skin. That's the time we lose so many babies. For me, I've learned a lot, and I hope you have also learned. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for your time. Until next time, kwaheri.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc, for coming. Leo tumesoma mingi sana. So I'm so happy and so grateful for you for tuning with us and also interacting with us. I've been your host, Brenda Mlamba. Till next time, bye-bye.